There is some breaking Egypt news from the temple at Karnak. An Egyptian and French archaeological mission has discovered a cache of gold jewelry from the early 26th dynasty during excavation work in the Karnak temple. This project was carried out by the Egyptian-French Center for the Study of Karnak Temple, which is a mixture of people from the Supreme Council of Antiquities, as well as the French National Center for Scientific Research. All of the pieces that you see here were discovered in the area of Karnak Temple, just a little bit north of the main temple complex, essentially as they were excavating / trying to restore the area of the open air museum. The jewelry was found in a broken but nevertheless complete pottery vessel that had essentially been buried in this area. The collection included quite a few different rings, both made out of gold, metals, and other materials, a lot of smaller amulets, larger amulets, and as well as some beads, these ones being gold-plated. The star of the show is this very, very small amulet of the Theban triad. And when I looked at this I instantly knew what this was. So you have the god Amun here in the center, you have his wife Mut over here, and you have their son Khonsu, the god of the moon. And this is known as the Theban triad, or the three main gods that were worshipped in Thebes, thus also worshipped at Karnak Temple. These pieces are all going through a restoration process, and it is planned that these are going to go on display at the Luxor Museum, which is just a couple minutes south of the actual Karnak Temple. As I mentioned, this is coming from the 26th dynasty, which is during the late period and after most of the main buildings in the Karnak Temple complex were completed. But we do know that pharaohs from the 26th dynasty created large mud brick structures in this area that they probably used as storage or production facilities connected to the Karnak Temple, which was still alive and well. It's kind of funny how these were discovered because essentially this was not an archaeological project, and it shows that archaeology is everywhere in Egypt and honestly the entire world. This was mainly a museum-focused accessibility project to make the open-air museum a better tourist experience. And so they are updating the visitor pathways in this part of the museum, installing a new lighting system, and they're also restoring and reassembling the shrine of Amenhotep I. If you have been to Karnak Temple, you might not have gone into the open-air museum because it doesn't really seem like anything at all. It's kind of just lots of different decorated pieces of stone kind of all laid out there. I enjoyed that part of the museum a lot, but it's really great that they're going to bring this in and kind of add it into the entirety of the Karnak Temple complex and its accessibility.